Hello everyone, welcome to Monstro-CITY. I'm your host Spencer Weatherly as always, and today we are looking at an action figure review of Transformers Revenge of the Fallen Ravage. And this is probably one of my favorite, or at least my favorite, Transformer creatures, or Cybertronians, or Cybertronics. I don't know what they're called. It's a Predacon. But it's my favorite Transformer slash Decepticon. Like, just as Transformers in general, this is my favorite character of all of them. And this is awesome. And the cool thing about this figure is that I think they went for the colors of a panther, kind of, and also they went for the colors of a panther, obviously, because it's pitch black, the fur color of a panther as well, and also the G1 version of Ravage looked a lot like a panther, and it had the colors of a panther, and I think it had purple eyes. Ravage is a cycloptic, more extraterrestrial looking panther creature, according to the movie, and it works. It really works. I really like this figure, and I'm glad to have it. Over the years, I wanted it. I once had the C-Attack version of Ravage, not this normal version of Ravage. The C-Attack version was pretty cool as well. It had a red eye. It was mostly red and white, or red and light gray. It wasn't the best. But this one is really nice. But one concern or nitpick or criticism, because I do criticize things a lot. I'm not hating things or anything. I'm just criticizing it. And this is all opinion based, but there seems to be a lot of dry brushing done for this figure, which, at least in my opinion, isn't really done good for this figure. Kind of odd places for some dry brushing done on this figure. Kind of for the front of the face. Here. Well, that's about it. And also on these legs, there's dry brushing done. Yeah, it's just odd. Not the best places for dry brushing to be done. And it isn't really that clean out of the other dry brushed details, kind of at these pistons here. Here, it's done very clean. Here. At the bottom here. At the neck area. It's just done so well, but for other pieces, kind of like here, well, at the pieces I showed you, it isn't done fairly well, at least in my opinion, and possibly other people's opinions. Overall, there's mostly sculpt done for Ravage, other than paint. More sculpt than paint. Kind of, there's just plating here that isn't even painted, which is usual for Ravage. It isn't the best paint job that they did, but it isn't the worst. So, this figure has a gimmick, which is pretty cool. I'm trying to push back. His ears push back and his mouth opens, which is pretty cool. He has these platings here. His teeth are a little odd. Doesn't look movie accurate, which is okay. I don't really like the movie model for the teeth, at least. Only for the teeth, I don't like the movie model. The teeth, Ravage in the movie has this kind of underbite, and it doesn't look, it hardly looks like the face that you see here. So, there's some translucency, purple cycloptic eye. He has these spikes here, which are a flexible material. He has a unpainted tail. Yep, unpainted. There's a lot of things unpainted for this figure, which is fine. Because if they painted this whole thing, it would probably be unrecognizable. They have the Decepticon logo, which is pretty cool. The guns look nice. A lot of things look nice for this figure. Okay, so let's just review the articulation. So Ravage, on his shoulder, he has a ball joint. And he also has a hinge that goes back and forth. On this arm, since this was a used figure of the box, this arm is very loose. Yeah, it was probably used a lot for the swivel. So he doesn't have a swivel here. He has a hinge that's free range of motion. Not full range, but free ranged. Nothing really blocking it. It goes 90 degrees of an angle. We have a hinge here on both sides. Kind of free range of motion as well for both sides of this hand. It goes that far. It bends like this. It's kind of hard to see a little bit. We have a hinge here and a hinge here, a double hinge basically for the guns. We have a swivel at the waist that goes 360 degrees. We have a ball joint actually. We have a hinge. A hinge. full range motion. And my arms are getting a little tired. We have a ball jointed spike-like appendage at the end of the tail, and we have a hinged knife at the end of the tail as well, kind of like in the movie. I think in the movie, actually, all of the spike things moved at the end of the tail, but I don't know. So yeah, same articulation on the other arm and leg, and unfortunately Ravage doesn't come with a Read-A-Man figure, which would be cool. Read-A-Man was the Microcon mixed creature from that Ravage spit out of his mouth. He spit out a whole bunch of Microcons, and then they all scattered around and then transformed, and then transformed again, aligning themselves into Read-Man. But I don't know, he could always get Zen magnets and then put them in his mouth and then have them spill out and then create a Zen magnet form of Read-Man. I don't know. I like Ravage. Uh-oh. Well, I'm Spencer Weatherly. Welcome to Monstro-CITY. Hopefully you enjoyed this review. Subscribe if you liked this video or any other of my content. Dislike this video if you want. Like the video if you want. Unsubscribe, subscribe. I don't really care because you can do whatever you want. And I'm just reviewing stuff and, oh no, General Grievous. Okay, so I'm Spencer Weatherly. And welcome to Monstro-CITY. Bye.